So, we have a bit of a like personal introspective episode coming for you folks. But I wanted to talk about something actually personal. We're talking about the one and only.
Justin Bieber.
Yep. He apparently got a new stylist, but that's not what we're talking about yet. What I want to tell you about is a story.
Please.
So, previously we had one of my good buddies on, Harrison McCall,
The piercer.
who is a piercer. He did you know that Cardi B got her taint pierced recently
Wow.
with a $13,000 piece fell right down the toilet?
Are you kidding me?
I'll send you the article.
That he did?
No, someone in New York did.
Wow.
One of his colleagues.
Okay.
Anyway, so one day last week, actually specifically the day that Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco released their collaborative album.
Wait, that's
Hold
actually
on.
Okay. That's
So
another story after that. Yeah.
The same day that happened, his assistant, his stylist came in. I'm not going to say who it was. I think it was his old stylist. Maybe that's why he was fired. Wait,
Wait.
funny.
Wait,
Wait a minute.
Wait, Carla Welch? Was
No.
it Carla Welch?
No,
Was it someone? It was someone else.
it was maybe.
Oh my God! Oh, please.
So Harrison tells me that one of his stylists or his assistants comes into his space and asks if he's available, essentially, to do a piercing. And Harrison's like, I got a lot lined up for today. I don't know if I can do something instantly, maybe later on tonight or tomorrow. And the guy's like, oh, I don't really know. I think we need to get this done now. So fast forward like 4 hours later, Justin Bieber is, with his eyes rolling in the back of his head, on Instagram Live with a new nose piercing, a nostril piercing. Our boy Harrison was about to be commissioned to pierce our boy JB, Justin Bieber's nostril with a fat ass diamond. And guess what?
He didn't do it.
He did it only because Selena Gomez wrote a song about him, which is true. This, like all the rumors and stuff. Justin Bieber is spiraling now that Selena is engaged to Benny and they're like actually living a happy life. Do you know the lore?
There's no way.
Do you know the entire history and lore between Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and Hailey Bieber? Hailey Bieber once posted on Instagram, guys, stop picking on Selena. She didn't do anything wrong. Do you know this?
That was while they were together, though, wasn't it? Didn't she do that while him and Justin were together?
Like right before they got married.
Yeah. That's right.
So, Justin, dude, like it's not that serious. It's Selena
I know. It's
Gomez, dude. You
Yeah.
can do so much better. AKA the
He
woman
is.
that you fucking married, dude.
He is doing better. Hailey Bieber.
God, let's get into the
this
show.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Manly Things,
Sort of.
podcast where we're talking men's fashion. And my name is Evan Simonich, celebrity menswear stylist. Sally John over here.
What's up, folks? My name is Sally John, and I am a professional cigarette smoker hater. If you smoke cigarettes, get the fuck out of here, dude.
I thought for a second you were going to say professional cigarette smoker. That's great. No, today we're going to talk about personal evolution of style, of our own personal style.
You may have been through one. I've been through many.
Right. No. Yeah. And I think this will be a fun episode because I think we'll talk. We've already talked about influences and everything. That's going to kind of creep its way back in, but this is going to be more centric on how our style has evolved and hopefully help you figure out where you might be in your life and
because we are going to talk about. I mean, even though it's generational, and I was 18 back in like 1930. We're going to be hitting like benchmarks of everyone's life. And, in modern day, like it's kind of hard to stray away from trends and stuff.
100%. Especially when we show you some of these celebrities and what they're wearing. It's kind of everywhere you look, influences and everything like that. But first and foremost.
So we're here to direct you into some sort of individual style and personal sense of fashion.
Speaking of, the whole look is awesome, man. I know you were coming from a nice dinner. So would this be a dinner outfit right here?
No.
Okay.
So this was possibly the worst thing that I could have ever worn to dinner.
Oh, I disagree.
Really?
I think it's great.
Thank you. Considering the people that I was with, Mimi, shout out Mimi. Everyone is very eclectic that
Yeah.
I've been around recently. So I decided
It's a combination of just all of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the Margiela Tabby cowboy boots on the bottom. I haven't worn these in quite a while. I just got these back from the tailor because they had a huge rip in the crotch.
Okay.
These are my cargo camo pants from Double RL.
They're great.
Then I got a wife pleaser or a rib tanked on the bottom
Question for you. Why did you go gray?
because I was wearing a white t-shirt prior to this.
Yeah.
And I didn't like how the white was peeking through and cutting off. Like it created a really weird line right here. So the only wife pleaser that I had was this gray one. Fortunately, it's not really seen except through like here,
Yeah.
maybe. But
True. However, I think if it was a white one, it would actually make the shirt pop more.
I know. Yeah. So I need to get some. I only have gray and black right now.
Was it because you had the white one you were wearing earlier was dirty, or you don't have a white one?
I don't have a white one.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Well, now you know. You gotta go get some.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. Then I have this. Oh, this is from Bodie, and
yeah,
then
it's beautiful.
This is from. It's a custom hat.
Is that Nifuket?
Teresa Foglia.
Wow. Where hat
Malibu.
maker?
I don't know if she's still there.
Okay. Was it a long time? Oh. Okay.
What are you wearing?
Oh man. I got the Carhartt. I love these double front pants. They do a great job with these guys. And then the Tacovas I'm breaking in for Jordan Davis. Speaking of, go listen to a song, Bar None. Great hit that just dropped this last week. And Celine, this is like my travel hoodie. It's like a Celine tie-dye situation. French terry, yeah.
Beautiful.
And then my NERD hat. I
didn't even see that.
Not many people have. I thought more people would actually notice it, but no, it's an old school NERD hat.
The NERD itself is actually like a little faded, so you can't really necessarily tell that it's NERD. Okay, I have a question.
Please.
One, do the knee slits actually do anything?
No, but ever since you said it, I always put my hands in. Like if I'm sitting there talking to someone, I will do that. Yeah, I'll put my fingers in it. And no, I got this. I've had an obsession with NERD for a long time. I never really thought about getting a hat because I was like, where can you get an NERD hat? Amazon. But the reason why I got it, if you've ever seen Piece by Piece, the Pharrell Lego movie, it was out only for a little bit of time. I didn't even give it a thought. I thought it was gonna be super, super, super dumb. It is incredible because I'm obsessed with Pharrell, but just the music, because it's all about his life. It's basically a biography. But it's Lego. So the music, you have Missy Elliott in it, you have clips, you have everyone that he's ever worked with. Jay-Z's in it, and they're all like no doubt Gwen Stefani's in it, but they're all Lego.
That's kind of
so
sick.
funny. Yeah, it's great. So I highly recommend it. Even if you have kids, the kids love it. Music wise, you're gonna be thrown back. Like it's so good.
What's it called?
Piece by Piece.
Yeah, love it.
Highly recommend it. But before we get into our own personal voyages that we've been on and are on for style, we wanted to talk about someone who just got a new stylist. I guess.
Someone who we previously mentioned in this episode.
Your boy Justice Bieber.
Our boy Justice Bieber.
Why this is news? Why GQ is talking about this? I don't know. Like it's not.
it's Justin Bieber, dude. But he has the best fashion sense in Hollywood.
Okay. But I will say, Carla Welch has worked for him. Has worked with him
dreads?
Carla worked with him for a long time, so I guess this is a reason why to talk about it. But I think it's more so just to talk about what he's wearing now, which is just not
dreadful.
Great. It's not great. I don't understand. Especially this first image that was the icon of the whole article on GQ. Is like a black oversized.
It's Dickies.
Yeah. Oversized, like mechanic style shirt, black double front leather trousers that are extremely oversized, leather boots, red, really small sunglasses, and
those dumb fucking biker gloves when he's driving a 2025 Range Rover.
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm glad he fired his old stylist because there was nothing fun or impressive. what they were doing, his old Carla,
yeah,
love
go
you,
on.
dude. I think you're
No,
doing great, but
woman, she's a woman. It's a woman.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I, in my opinion, Bieber's fashion has emulated Haley's fashion.
Mm-hmm.
When they first got together, you would see Bieber in these like mega oversized suits
Yeah.
and like just overcompensating for what she's doing, which is actual style and actual fashion.
Yeah.
And I think that they were utilizing Justin's persona as like literally and only a vessel
Yeah.
because what we've seen in the last 4 or 5 years has been nothing expressive,
True.
nothing forward thinking. It's just been like, oh, that looks good with her. He looks good with her.
Basically an accessory.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I low key, I would wear what he's wearing in this photo.
Yeah.
This black shirt, leather pant, boot, and sunglasses. Would for sure wear it. And I think that this is a positive step in the right direction.
Interesting.
Particularly because of the pants. The pants are hella impressive. And I will be honest, I really liked the khakis with the Timbs and the yellow sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's a good look.
Everyone fucking hated it and called it like NYC Construction Core.
Which we're all
I
for.
think it's hella sick.
Yeah. I am curious because I feel like Carla Welch styles Haley for red carpet stuff. I know she also uses Danny Michelle as like a street, like a lot of these models and you think about like a Kendall Jenner or Gigi Hadid, they have their red carpet people, but they also do a daily, whenever they step out of these apartments or homes or wherever they're going, they're getting paparazzi shots, right? So they have these, they have these incredible closets of, and created looks that they go out into public with. So I'm curious if he might have someone just for that, and Carla will still work with him for the red carpet stuff. So we'll see but Jenna Tyson is the stylist that I guess he's hired for all this. And in reading this article, what they've done is it's more of a collaborative effort. Obviously, she'll shop for him and get him all this stuff, and he'll put it together himself. Is my understanding from this article. So they've only given us 3 looks in this article, and they're all oversized. I honestly think it's a little bit of a overcompensation for it. Like, he's not that big. He's not a big dude. So let's wear the baggiest. Yeah, let's wear the baggiest clothing and to somewhat feel big. And then that's just my personal opinion on it.
He is doing everything to overcompensate. He's shaving the head. He's getting all the tattoos. He's wearing baggy clothes. You don't always have to do that to appear more masculine. Sometimes, like wearing slimmer fit and like tighter fitting clothes, that's more masculine. Believe it or not, I've been told by multiple people that I need to start wearing tighter pants because I'm starting to look like a lazy. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Well, I mean, last episode you had the black skinnies that looked really good. So
thank you. Yeah. I agree, and I think I'm gonna keep pushing in that direction.
We're going skinny. Speaking of last episode, and we can plug the socials here as we should. But we wanted to shout out Colin Waddell. That was a great episode. We really appreciated him taking the time to come on our show. And please go see his show, Pulse, on Netflix, that as of right now is out. From my understanding, it's supposed to be huge for Netflix, their first medical drama.
And follow him on Instagram at
Colin Waddell.
Does he have it?
He does. He's gonna get it back. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's
okay, get ready.
At
back, Colin
folks.
Waddell. He's coming back, baby.
Back.
But also follow us on Instagram at Manly Things Pod, as well as TikTok at Manly Things Pod. Check us out you're already here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow, send it to your friends, send it to your mother, because I like older women.
We do put out daily content. We have a great social media team that is helping you guys dress better or at least pay attention to it more, Thank you, Justin Bieber. I honestly am a big fan of his music. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Except
if
for
he's
Journals.
Back.
Journals was kind of whack.
Journals. But no, I say we get into our personal road to, our style evolution. We've kind of told the world where we've come from in terms of our style. like the first time someone ever maybe said something to us, or
Way back when,
Way
in
back when,
episode
right?
1, 2, and 3.
yeah. So you feel free to take a look at that. But I wanted to kind of start with you. It's almost like when you started paying attention to your clothing, because I feel like that's where you initially, I don't know. You don't want to call it style yet because you don't know that word. But when was the first time you started focusing on what you were wearing?
When I really started paying attention to the music that I liked.
Mm.
Growing up, I was inundated with a lot of R&B and like Billy Joel style music. Michelle Williams, Whitney Houston, Billy Joel,
Wow.
and like Dire Straits.
Okay.
When I started getting a mind of my own,
How old were you was that though?
growing up until like age 13,
Because
probably.
your parents were listening to
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay, great.
Age 13 is when I really started discovering music on my own, which led me to the 50 Cent pocket as well as the used pocket of the music industry. So because of the music that I was listening to, it was like directing me in two different ways of dressing, which was one, I was wearing Janko jeans and I was going to like Modell's and getting graphic tees from like like I was just, wearing casual clothes,
Right.
but they were, as Justin was showing us, more masculine and more like, I don't know. And I was also being infiltrated with like skinny jeans, those cotton plaid wristbands, studded belts, and Chucks or Vans. And I ended up I ended up in high school being a Hollister boy.
Yeah, funny.
I was just only wearing Hollister. So I had quite the significant evolution in style, which I think is normal for a lot of people in my generation, which you'll never know, but also people that are like millennials and a little younger than millennials. The internet and pop culture became so relevant and so visible at that time in our lives that like trends, which weren't even known as trends, were just like what is that word? Like a fucking it just kept going and going and going.
Okay.
You there was no opportunity to stick with something except for the archetype that you identified with. You were either emo, you were a G, you were a jock.
Did you go to public school?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense too.
That's all. Yeah, that's true. Because when you have opportunity to express yourself, you get some crazy
100%.
shit when you're a kid.
And you're almost like a chameleon too, where like you want to try and fall in line with maybe the popular crew.
Yeah,
or
me.
Like,
I was a part of like 4 friend groups.
Yeah,
I was a part of
exactly.
like the guys who played football, even though I didn't play football. I was friends with their girlfriends.
Yeah.
And I would just like fit in. I also was the theater kid. I was also I failed in chemistry, but they liked me.
Yeah.
It like I had so many things to fit in. So I had to sort of be a chameleon.
When did you start doing theater?
When I like young.
Young, very young. Okay.
That's
also probably why like you were able to be friends with all those.
Shout out
groups.
Susan, my therapist. Theater helped me get through my entire life.
Amazing.
Like learning how to act and learning how to put on a mask has helped me dress, has helped me cope, has helped me get through traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Great. Okay. I love it. On my end, I was in private school all through up until middle school. And then, so I was wearing a uniform every day. So then middle school, I think that I fell right in line with like the Abercrombie time, which is that Abercrombie Hollister. And I think that's where I started paying attention to like, oh, people notice you for what you're wearing. And I didn't get that at a private school. So when I did that in middle school, I did that, but then I think I realized, I'm not a big fan of this. And then right when I was getting into high school, I went back to an all boys school and it was more private. And the only way you could actually express yourself was like with the shoes you wore, kind of, right? So I would wear Vans and maybe even like a blue one and a white one or a checkered and all that kind of stuff, right? Or draw on them. And I think that was the only way that you could, be different from the other guys. And then, but I agree. I think it came down to music for me, where it's like getting into like the Used and My Chemical Romance, or like Incubus, and oh man, I love Incubus.
Oh my God, I love Incubus.
Incubus, yeah, they were big for me. So that more like surfy rock and like skateboarding. I feel like whenever I saw the
Did you
skateboarders
skate?
wearing, I wasn't good at it. I
Could
was more
you
of a BMX
ollie?
guy. No, I could never. I can't ollie.
Damn.
I was more of a BMX guy. I loved like
Could you
biking.
bunny?
I could bunny, yeah.
Damn.
Ryan Nyquist like what was one of my favorite guys of all time. But I would always see what the skateboarders were wearing, because I feel like they were always the cool ones. I still to this day will just watch skateboarding videos, because I think they're always ahead of it.
They are the coolest people in this world.
Honestly,
they're the most coordinated. They're the most talented. They're the most expressive.
yeah,
Skateboarders, I think, have
yeah.
king tier levels in this society.
Honestly, and they were always like an inspiration to me. So like in wearing the bag, I feel like they've always worn the baggy. I think it's more for
Style has never changed.
never
in skate.
yeah. It's probably more for comfort with them, but I think they do little things like the shoelace as a belt, all those little things that just sets you apart. And so I noticed that in high school, and I think that's also where like NERD came, because then even moving to college, have you ever heard of a brand called Rogue Status? So remember like Rob and Big?
Yeah, of course.
He would always wear this shirt that had like machine guns on it.
Yes.
Okay, that's Rogue Status.
Okay.
And it was this little shop in Venice, and I was like, man, I need to like, these guys are the coolest people. And I was at LMU at the time, and I was in there one day, and they were talking to me, and they said, oh, we'll give you some shirts if you sticker up LMU, because they would just give me a whole bunch of stickers, and so I would kind of just put stickers around LMU and get free T-shirts out of it. But they were like crazy graphic. Like right now they would be kind of weird, and I feel like it was always kind of a funky thing. But like that with like skinny jeans, and that was the vibe, and that's why I fell into that whole skateboarding crew.
Graphic tees were such an important time in my life, whether it was going to Hot Topic and finding my favorite band tee, whether it was going to the concert of the band and getting the exclusive merch tee from the tour, or whether it was like going to Kohl's and getting the Super Mario, or like
whatever game you were, some
like
we
the
were playing.
Rolling Stones
faux
graphic tee. They epitomized fashion when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You wore black skinny jeans with holes in the legs or holes in the knees, and you would wear a graphic tee. You would straighten your hair. You would wear like either a spike cuff or one of those cotton plaid cuffs.
Yeah. It's funny. You do always go to the accessories of things.
Accessories have always defined my personal style, because I from an early age I understood what a uniform was, and I understood like, oh, people wear this to like click, and people wear this to relate, because in one way or another, like we didn't have any other way to relate to, because the internet wasn't popularized and it wasn't sort of connectable as it is now.
Yeah.
So we found these like nuanced features of one another to connect to, whether it was our skinny jeans, whether it was our Chucks, whether it was like I don't even know. I'm just talking about what I was wearing, but it's so interesting to think about, now that we're actually having this authentic conversation, to think about where we came from in fashion, because I was not on the internet.
Yeah.
I was playing Sims. I was going to school and doing theater.
Yeah.
And I was just like looking at the pictures that I saw from Burt McCracken, who low-key fuck you, dude. You are disgusting now.
Was he a teacher or something? Burt McCracken?
Burt McCracken is the lead singer of The Used.
Oh,
who
I'm sorry.
apparently
I'm sorry. Oh yeah.
The lead singer of My Chemical
That's
Romance.
Right. That's right. I always going back to I wanted to mention that with the whole Hollister Abercrombie thing. I think it was because like NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys at that moment in time were kind of big, or it was a fringe area, and like that's where I was like, oh, I once I went to public school and I was starting to wear that stuff, and then I had some friends that were not necessarily making fun of me for it, but like they weren't into that. I was like, okay, I gotta quickly transition out of that whole thing.
put a pin in what you're about to
Yeah.
say, the reason why Hollister and Abercrombie became so popular and famous on the East Coast
Yeah.
is because we were dying to be people on the West Coast.
Oh, interesting.
Hollister with
Yeah.
the seagull
Oh, yeah.
meant
Well, because
West
it
Coast.
was
We're a
wasn't
surfer.
it
If
meant
I
to
get-
be a California? It was a California brand,
if
right?
I get the polo shirt with the red seagull on it, dude, I am from LA for sure. Abercrombie,
I think there's a picture of. I want to say honestly, there's a picture that I might have seen of you way back when,
yes,
where you have that shirt.
yeah, I have my scene hair in front of my eyes, and I have this teal teal Hollister shirt with a maroon. Dude,
Yeah, that's
you
great.
know,
That's
that's so
right.
funny
I
that
do
you know
believe
that.
that I've done it. Yeah. But yeah, no. I want to say I want to transition now. Like, I'd like having that foundation of style and like knowing where we came from to where we are now. Do you even I look back at myself a year ago, 2 years ago, and I feel like I'm dressing different now. Like it is like an ever like an ever revolving
cycle
yeah
of
good, thank you.
cool. Yeah, I think I at this point disagree with you. It isn't
Okay.
revolving anymore.
Okay.
It's you know how there's an emoji that goes, it's a spiral.
Yeah. I know exactly. Yeah.
That's what we're living.
Okay.
When we were born, we were just at the like right at the beginning of that spiral where our parents are.
Okay.
What we've experienced is the unraveling of like commonality and relation within a society. So what we're experiencing is this like it's not revolving anymore. It's sort of like on this arc that doesn't seem like it's ever going to go down because we keep discovering new things and we keep like implementing these new ideas because we keep being we're kept being introduced to like newness every single minute of every single day.
Yeah, I like that.
So the houses themselves, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, they may be going through this ever revolving sort of experience, but us as consumers are experiencing a far different thing, which I think is way more unique.
I love that. I like that a lot. But like, where would you say that you are right now, though?
I would say that I am probably the furthest thing away from what I was when I was, like, wow, this is so weird. When I was most in tune with myself as a child, I was dressing crazily. I was wearing like goth makeup and it was crazy. So at this point in my life, I'm kind of more so trying to fit in with subtle expressions, such as like, I mean, from afar, you wouldn't necessarily think that this is crazy, but
yeah, as you get closer, you can kind of
seeing
see
the loose knit and the detail of it all.
It's just
that's like the
different
subtlety that I enjoy in fashion nowadays, rather than like the explosive, flamboyant, expressive pieces or ways of dressing.
No, I get that.
I used to be really into skirts like up until like 2 years ago. I was trying to make skirts work.
But was it because at that moment in time, you like you were essentially a musician. You were trying to be,
and I was really focused on like Margiela, Yoji, and blackcore.
Yeah.
And I was trying so hard to figure out like, do I wear a kilt? Do I wear a mini skirt? Do I wear a maxi skirt?
Wow.
And I learned that expression in silhouette or expression in like flamboyancy may not be the most important thing in my personal style. It's more so about the subtlety. And everyone's different. Sometimes flamboyancy is the answer to someone's style, or like wearing the crazy hat, like the Playboy Cardi spike hat. That's someone's resolution to expressing themselves. But I like to keep it a little more low profile in a sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, I just talked way too much.
No, I love it that you're really philosophizing. I like that. I think when it comes to like expressing on my end, I'm almost want I almost don't want to I want to coast through and like have no one notice me, but if someone does, it's in it I don't know in a positive way, I guess. But when
I'm
I'm
always dying for someone to notice me.
I, but
Dying
but
for
I
it.
am honestly I would rather have someone say you smell good versus like I like what you're wearing. I think for whatever reason I think smell to me I'm so self conscious about like everything scent wise. So if someone were to say to me like, oh man, like what are you wearing? That's so good. I'm like, you just made my
That's
day. Let me
hot.
get into it. Yeah, I think exactly. That's a good thing.
Tonight, someone said, "What are you wearing?"
Yeah.
And they put their nose right here, and
I'll
I
get
was
it.
like,
No, but when I was assisting, it was my first time breaking into the fashion world and having an understanding of all these different clothes and being in stores and all that. And it was really eye opening just to see how obtainable all these pieces were. You know, like and obviously working within your budget, but like mannequin, like walking into like a department store and seeing a mannequin, like what they were wearing and you know what you would want to have or what you would want to change. And I would always like I don't know even in being in New York the what are those called when you walk by a store and the storefronts window fronts
Mhm.
all that stuff was so inspiring to me to see how these individual brands were using their own pieces because if you think about it we're not buying full on double RL or Prada or like outfits, right? We're buying a piece. So how do you use that piece into incorporate that one piece into like your everyday closet? And so I would sometimes I would spend some money on something and like it almost wouldn't match, right? Like I'd have like a pair of like Urban Outfitter jeans. And then I remember having these like Urban Outfitter jeans and Samantha had given me like a Gucci cardigan from like working with Gosling. And I don't know. It felt like I needed the whole look to be somewhat designery for whatever reason.
Interesting that you mentioned that you were inspired by storefronts and
Mm.
window fronts in New York City because did you know
Please.
that I was a part of the visual merchandising team specifically for men's fashion in Lululemon?
No way.
So I went around to several stores in New York City and sort of dressed men's mannequins to further
Yeah.
progress and elevate the style of men when they're working out.
Yeah.
So it's cool to hear that because I, growing up, and even up until I had that job, was not paying attention
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah.
mannequins or
Yeah.
like visual merchandising on the wall.
Yeah.
It is incredibly important because for a lay person,
Mm-hmm.
when they walk in, they're looking to their left and they want to see, yeah, I would wear one of 3 of those
Yeah.
shirts, one of 2 of those shirts. I like that hat up there. Oh, and those shoes back there are really
You
interesting.
figure it all
It's
out.
a
Yeah.
great flow. Dude, we
You
should
piece
get
it all
into
together.
retail in one of our
Well, yeah,
episodes.
or just having someone from retail like discuss it with
Yeah.
us because when you think about like the Devil Wears Prada, that one monologue that
I never seen it, by the way.
oh another movie that I hadn't seen. Golly, we need to start making a list of these movies that you haven't
We
seen.
should watch them.
Oh man, Devil Wears Prada.
Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep has the monologue of this. Anne Hathaway says something about his blue. It's just like another blue belt, right? Because she holds up 2 belts and like they're so different, and then she scoffs and like it's just a blue belt, turquoise belt, and then she goes on this monologue saying that it's not just a blue belt. This color was from this Marc Jacobs collection to like this. And so like everything that you are wearing, that blue cardigan that you are wearing was chosen by the people in this room. That it's all like, it all comes full circle. And I think that's what I'm saying. That's where it goes to like everything you see in the mirror, or I'm sorry, in the window fronts. That, it's all been a higher up. Like that's
Well
thought out, and yeah. So like, that's where,
even these fashion shows where sometimes you look at these people and they're like, what are they wearing? These stylists who are styling them are going, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
100%. Yeah.
Because they're giving the brand identity, they're giving the definition, they're giving the story of the fashion show, and they go, all right,
yeah,
here it is.
Yeah. And then when I started working for like the country world, that's where I saw like, man, they don't care about anything high fashion. And I thought all we did was high fashion stuff. But now working with those guys, I realized like, oh, I don't need to be wearing crazy expensive clothing anymore. It was almost more about like function versus, like looking good or all that kind of stuff, but yeah, that's why I think I'm at now is I feel like when I worked with Ryan Gosling for the La La Land stuff with Samantha McMillan, he wore the same Levi's, same Red Wing boots all the time, and I think still to this day he kind of rocks that stuff. And I just appreciate someone wearing something on a daily basis rather than like changing everything, because I'm used to like a different pair of shoes or different everything different every day, right? Because I even think on the show I've purposely not repeated anything in terms of like top or bottom. And I don't necessarily need to do that, but that's why I respect those who can just wear the same thing on a daily basis. But
How do you do it? How do you work around somebody with such a different mentality?
yeah,
Meaning you and I
yeah,
are the ones that hate to repeat things and hate to, like, the idea of walking into a place where I wore the same thing and they go, "Oh my God, I remember that."
yeah.
Nightmare fuel.
I know.
You remember this?
I know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Or you're going out to like with friends for dinner or something like that, and like you're trying to think back, when did I see these people last? I cannot repeat what I wore. Yeah.
So how do you work with somebody who wears the same thing every day?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think this is a golden question.
No, but I think that's where that's style. So like if you rocked like a white t-shirt and the same jeans and boots on a daily basis, like, and that like that's you to a core, right? And you might mix in like a jacket and overshirt, maybe like switch up the white tee with like another color tee. But I think if you have that core of like pieces, like, I think again it always comes down to pieces. If you have that core, that defines you as style, right? You know what I'm saying?
Is it your uniform? I feel like
You
we're
can make
coining this term.
Torm. It's kind of, it could be like a little bit of a uniform, but I think that's
one finds.
But if you
their
make it
uniform,
right, exactly. If you make it yours,
what I love about Cherry,
yeah,
is they don't make anything other than the one silhouette that they know, which is a guy in the 50s or a guy in the like 70s that's a trucker.
The more like boxy.
Yeah,
it's not meant to be form fitting.
right.
Yeah.
I think what you're explaining is hopefully in a young man's life they're able to research and experiment and try out different things in order to find those pieces that work, whether it's a shoe, a pant, or a shirt.
Yeah.
There's something that's gonna work on you, and then you build your style based on that one thing that works. For me, hats.
Nice.
I think hats are the thing that I'm really supposed to build off of.
Interesting, yeah.
Because I'm balding and it makes me feel better.
And you do look good in hats. A lot of people don't look good in hats, Do you ever do like the trucker hat? Like, would you ever wear like the one, like a hat that I'm wearing?
Yeah,
okay.
I used to all the time. Remember when Gurin Brothers had those animal style?
The cock ones?
I had a million of them.
Yeah.
A million. Then I got into the Cherry like 5-panel or 7-panel or whatever. But yeah.
Okay.
Now honestly, I'm trying to figure out what my next style of hat is. I'm trying out, I think I wore in previous episodes, like a newsboy or a Norwegian style cap. Yeah. I don't know what's next. I haven't tried bucket hats yet.
Bucket hats. I have a client who always wears a bucket hat, especially when like vacation. Like he'll give a matching set, bucket, shirt, trouser. Yeah. But good, he's a good dude. And he got me into bucket hats, but then I'll only wear them like in the pool or something like that. I think that one stable. I think it's for me. It's like it's boots. I think when I'm wearing like a good with my cowboy boots, I do feel more secure. It might have to do with like a height thing. I think you know, we were talking about Justin Bieber like overcompensating for it. Saying like you're covering up like the baldness. I want to be like slightly taller. So I think we all have those little things that we're overcompensating for, and I think that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, for me it's boots. But like we'll wrap up this. But like where do you want to go? I think we've done the past, we've done the present. Where do you see, I don't know, your style going towards?
I'm almost in a fork in the road, and by fork I mean like a 4-prong fork. Meaning, there's a part of me that really wants to live in Yoji Yamamoto. I think that this like
You always have brought him up. Yeah.
this folk style Japanese costuming and wardrobe that
Yeah.
he's created over the last like 20 years has been like he's gone from like prairie wear to everything that, oh my god, I love you. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Probably
you've always talked about his stuff.
Yoji Yamamoto would be my probably first choice in the future if I'm really planning ahead. Secondly, I'm wearing this Bodhi piece, but I don't want to commit to Bodhi because Elizabeth, I think her name is Emily has been doing things that I don't necessarily like. This weird like that workout line that she did.
No, I didn't see
what did she call it? Whatever. Not good.
Okay.
Recreation line.
Okay.
I like the detail that was in clothes in the 60s and 70s, whether it was embroidery, beading.
Yeah.
There was time to accent clothes. And I'm learning that in vintage stores and like old vintage stores, I guess, people have in the past embroidered denim jackets, pants to these like magnificent pieces. And I've seen quite a few. I actually know someone that did one in the like 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
And every time I go over her house, I look at it and I'm like, this is true craftsmanship.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have anything to do with like sewing, fashion. She just had time.
Yeah.
And
so it's a one of a kind thing, you know. Like I feel like we're replicating so much stuff, right?
Which I think leads me to my conclusion, which is I want to be able to wear pieces that one require time to make. I'm over mass production. I'm so pretentious and such a little bitch about clothes now.
Yeah.
But the idea of wearing the same thing as someone else is a nightmare to me. And don't listen to me if you're trying to relate to anybody. I need to feel like I am the only one wearing this specific thing at this specific time. And that's how I feel the most connected to my personal style, because it feels like an honest and real and intentional choice.
I like that. Well, that's why you're gravitating towards Bodhi, because they don't make very many pieces of those. Yeah.
And they charge way too fucking much for it.
They really do. I think on I'm close to where I want to go. I think being a dad is tough just because you can fall into those commonalities of dressing like a dad and just giving, kind of not necessarily giving up, but like not caring. Being in the industry I am always going to care about what I'm wearing. So it's always going to come down to double RL for me. Like you see those mannequins, you see how they style their stuff. That workwear, that really elevated workwear, I think is always where I want to go. We had some stuff with Ralph Lauren, like that came to fit our guy, and they were just dressed so nicely. I think that's too. I don't want to be too polished. Yeah, I don't want to be too polished. But like it is beautiful when
what were they wearing?
Just like a beautiful like field trend, like a field coat with like belted. But like everything just fits so nicely, and it was good to see them, just people take the time into like making sure everything representative of the brand. Yeah, just really taking the time to make things fit nicely. And I think, and I also don't think you need to have a huge wardrobe for that to happen. If you have 10 pieces but they all fit beautifully, you're great. You're always going to get compliments because it all fits so well.
What? I mean, that's a million outfits.
Exactly. That way you can combine them all. Yeah, exactly. If everything fits right, yeah, that's where you need to be. But seeing that was kind of inspiring, and yeah, living that Ralph Lauren world, if that's any sort of attainable, that'd be great. Because like wearing a suit, from someone who doesn't wear a suit on a daily basis, it'd be cool to wear a suit every once in a while and know that you're going to walk right into it and rock it, you know? So, we're going to wrap up. I do want to go over some looks of the week real quick, because I think that we We'll fly
I
through these 4 real
loved
quick. Yeah.
having this conversation.
Good.
with
Yeah.
you.
No, sometimes it's nice to just break these down a little bit, help out where we can, some of these guys. And I hope you take something away from,
Yeah,
from
and you
what we're
shouldn't
talking
be
about.
nervous to talk about like pants or shirts or clothes or underwear with your other boys because we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to get dressed. We're all trying to be comfortable. We're all trying to look good.
Yeah,
So talk
exactly.
to your boys.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's an open
Girls
conversation.
talk about makeup. Girls talk about everything. We can talk about, dude, the Lululemon underwear hugs my balls the best.
That's actually, I'm going on a bachelor party this weekend. I'm gonna try and bring up a fashion topic, or like we'll see. People might come up to me and talk to me about fashion stuff. I'll see. It'll be a genuine like social experiment, and we'll see if I can get like a good conversation with these guys.
Great.
Cool.
Can we get you to like take photos?
Oh
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
it's not a
can
bad idea.
Set up. So put your phone on like the ground.
I'll either try and record it, or maybe we'll be like, okay, hey, maybe let's dress up for the night, and then see where we.
That would be fun
Yes.
because I would love to
Give
see
them a
what your
theme.
boys
Give
are.
them an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send a text message tomorrow.
This is your first date with your partner. Tell them that it's the first date with their partner.
Oh, you're saying we should do like so, but I don't know
See-
all these guys. We'll see.
That's good.
Okay.
Say, hey guys, I run a fashion podcast. And
You've
That'd be
mentioned
good idea.
multiple times that your friends sometimes will text you and be like, dude,
what do I wear?
what do I look like? How do
Yeah.
I look?
No, they
and they
will,
look
yeah.
You walk into the
terrible.
place,
So I
hey
would love to
guys,
see.
I'm a celebrity
Guys,
stylist.
I'm a stylist. Yeah. No, I'll see if we have anything to report back next week. But real quick, we have Sydney Lopez styled Belmont Canelli. I've never heard of Belmont Canelli. I love the name Belmont. I think he goes by Bell, which is really sick. But he has a show
Until
coming
Dawn.
out Until Dawn, and
You know that's a video game?
made into
Until
a show?
Dawn. Yeah.
Okay.
Until Dawn, as well as The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Were incredibly popular video games where it was similar to David's grandfather. It was a choose your own adventure.
Yeah. That's right.
And these video games became so popular that
Here we are.
The Last
Until
of Us
Dawn.
and now.
Until Dawn is one of my favorite video games of all time.
Isn't Rami Malek the star? of
Rami
it?
Malek is in.
Wait, what?
Rami Malek
And
is a
what's her name?
character
What's-
actor
what-
in the video game.
What's her name? Cavalieri.
Kristen Cavallari?
Yeah, I think she's another star.
Kristen Cavallari, like the reality star?
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
Um,
Hayden Panettiere.
Hayden Panettiere.
She, her and him star in this video game.
I've never seen Prison Break though. Is
You seen Prison Break?
that based off
Never mind.
of a video game?
No. They're just a character, and
Oh, okay.
forget it.
Prison
Keep going.
Break. Okay, bring it back to fashion. Here we go. So Reagan, our trusty confidant Reagan, brought this to our attention. This cropped suit look from Dolce & Gabbana. So it's a charcoal suit, white shirt, charcoal tie, but essentially you're looking at this and the jacket is cropped at the waist.
Mhm.
So a little new trend for guys out there. What do you think about this whole thing?
It hasn't been touched very much, but I have a feeling that cropped pieces, particularly pants, I think are coming in the future.
Interesting.
This I love. I wish that the tie was black because you mentioned last week or a week or two ago that the charcoal suit with the white shirt with the black tie
Classic.
is forever sexy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking for the perfect. Do you know that there's a Tom Brown opening on Melrose Place?
That's huge.
Dude,
That's awesome.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I think that's the charcoal brown
Yeah.
suit that I'm going to be getting because I love Tom Brown
That'd be awesome.
and I love the
Well,
proportions.
you can then that's where you can open up with like either a skirt or shorts because they do have all that stuff. Yeah,
That's right. So I think this is one of my favorite pieces of modern history, or my favorite looks of modern history,
Yeah.
because it's understated, but it is so elevated in
Yeah.
the same way. He looks like a conductor of the most elite orchestra,
Yeah,
as well as the leading man of
100%.
the hottest film.
Yeah, shout out to Sydney Lopez for all this, and obviously the team at Dolce. But the trousers are great. I agree with you. I do. The black shoes almost weigh it down a little bit. If he had that black tie, it'd be perfect.
Perfect.
But yeah, overall, really, really well done. Jason Momoa, lead of the Minecraft
The
movie.
Minecraft
It's
does
I mean,
your
just
boy
money grab.
play Minecraft?
Who's my boy?
He can't use his thumbs yet. Your
no,
son?
my son. No, 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 he cannot. He cannot. He can barely walk. So.
Minecraft is wild, and I cannot believe that there's a movie.
I mean, it's just all money grabs. But
Next is
next
is Roblox.
Yeah, exactly. Or Snake. Now we got Jason Momoa in a purple velvet suit. I want to bring it up because for a big dude, we never really like see him in suits, but he's pulling off, man. This is a beautiful, like I said, purple velvet. He's got like a reddish burgundy Chelsea boot and sunglasses. Overall, I love this look. I think the fit of it is great, especially for a big guy. What do you think about this?
What does he normally wear?
He'll I don't know. He'll wear like just like loose flowing shirts. He almost like him and Hemsworth have a thing where like they'll go like sometimes Chris only wants to wear like loose flowy things. Yeah, right. Versus like a suit. And so I would think that Jason for a movie like this would want to go more casual, but he elevated it and I love it for him. You know, it's great.
Have you ever crossed paths with him?
No, I have not.
Second, is that a common occurrence with like men with great physiques? Do they not want to show off their bodies and they choose to go baggy and looser? Or like, is it a type? Do you come across different types of men?
It's a good question. I think it's a type because I don't see Jason being really all that like loose and flowy. You know, like when you have that kind of body, that piece would have to be really, really big for it to be loose and flowy. For instance, like you think of like a Nick Holt who's like tall and skinny. He basically looks
wearing
like
a 46 suit,
but he looks like a hanger, right?
Yeah.
Because but everything can be loose and flowy because he has that body type. When you're
this
a bigger
guy's wearing
dude,
a 58.
exactly, you can't be.
You can't do loose and flowy because that's going to be a 61.
But even moving on to like who we have next year, Michael B. Jordan. He's in a Prada look. He's a little bit on the loose and flowy side because he's super small. Like he's very short, right? He's a short king, 5'8", 5'9".
Shout out, sure.
Put him in a locker. But yeah, he's so he got like a leather trench coat. So this is I brought this up because this is where Parker York Smith. It's almost like the reverse, right? The dark, the white, and then the darker jacket.
I would say that his rule is inverted, but go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. No, this is the inverted rule. So it's a black trench coat,
Fascinating,
charcoal, like a lighter pant, and then a colorful shirt. And I actually really like this. I wish the pants weren't wide leg or the straight leg. I do wish that they were a little bit more narrow. But overall, I think this is a really good look for him. What do you think?
I agree. I think if the pants were a different shape, even just straighter or boot cut,
yeah,
it would have been more appealing, attractive. Yeah. But this, I mean, it's a great look. To be honest with you, if he took his hands out of his pockets, I think it would have been perfect.
Or just have one in your hand pocket.
It makes it look 10 times wider.
I love
wow, it's so important.
Yeah,
the pose.
It's huge, man.
Because you're showing off the actual garment, and you're showing off your physique. Why would you widen your physique by putting both hands in one pocket? Rather put one in, and switch to the side, and you look like a straight angle.
Straight, like, that's good. Yeah,
dude,
you should be a coach. That's actually not. That'd probably be a good job. But I also just love the color.
Are you hiring?
Maybe. have you at all my fittings? But I love the color of the like underneath, like why they chose red. It looks great on him. I'm curious how many other shirts they tried on him. This is a full Prada look, so they could have had 6 different colors, and they obviously went with red. But I'm glad they didn't go safe and go black or white, and they chose red. And yeah, credit to them. It's great. And up next, man, I always draw a blank on this dude's name.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Yeah.
The hottest James Bond ever.
He's still doing the loose and flowy. Now, this is an extreme loose and flowy. So he's got full monochromatic shirt. I believe it's a full suit and a robe or a trench coat over it. Full Armani look. And it's like a gray, almost velvet looking. I don't even know where the suit ends and where it begins. What do you think about this?
It's not good.
No.
Have you ever heard of the brand Lunya?
Lunya, no.
It's a pajama brand.
These look like pajamas.
These look like Victos.
Viscose.
viscose
Yes, yes.
pajamas,
Yeah.
fake bamboo pajamas. If the pants were the same as Michael B. Jordan's,
Mm-hmm.
if they were baggy
Yeah.
all the way to the end, I
Mhm.
might be like, oh yeah, this makes kind of a little bit of sense. But there is no beginning, there's no end, and there's no middle.
Yeah.
Which
I
I
also
mean, honestly, the beginning are the sunglasses, and the end
'Cause
are the shoes, but they don't
there's
correlate
nothing
at
cohesive.
all.
Like the brown glasses with the charcoal suit. But what's fun, what I think he actually did too was
It's either you put the same color hat or the same color shoes and go full monochrome,
right.
or you just sorry, go ahead.
No, but looking at it closely, I do believe that the shirt is actually seeping out under. It's not tucked into the pant. It's like seeping out under the jacket. So he's trying even something stylized there with the whole look. So they're black and blade suede Chelsea boots, double pleated gray trousers, silk button down. Still, yeah. There's there's so many layers going on. Yeah,
And they're all the wrong layers.
it's a lot. It's a lot going on. But yeah, unfortunately, we think it's a miss. But it was interesting to talk about the fact that he's going for it. I still like the oversized look for him. I just don't know if this was the right one.
This is fucking awful. Daniel, reassess.
But yeah, that's our looks of the week. If we didn't talk about you, you weren't interesting enough. Unfortunately,
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I'd rather be Daniel when we were talking about him. But yeah, next week we're gonna try and get a guest on and see where it goes from there. We do have the Met Gala coming up, so we think it's important to discuss the topic and talk about some of the co-chairs that are going to be there and see what's exciting out there. So that's that.
At DCU updates, at what is it? DC Comics Universe updates, at DCU updates. They've been posting updates on what the girls are wearing on an apparent press junket that's happening recently.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, are you dressing anybody, or are you dealing with any? I mean, okay, what I should say is the DC, they're talking about Superman.
Yeah, of course.
And obviously our buddy
Our boy.
David is playing
Yeah.
Superman. Are you working with him? Are you doing any press with him
Yeah.
currently?
The reason why I've got bags under my eyes is because we've had like 4 or 5 straight days of work and it's still going. We're about to head out to Vegas for CinemaCon. So this will be the first time. When this airs, you will have seen David and promote the movie. So in public, he'll be with Nick and he'll be with Rachel and James Gunn. But yeah, all weekend we had some stuff. They got the whole cast together. I also dressed Skylar Gisondo, who is Jimmy Olsen. So we got to see
my
him.
role.
Yeah.
Sorry, Skylar.
But no, we got the whole team together and it was awesome, man. I think by the time the movie comes out, you will all know who David Cornswood is. We might be really sick of David Cornswood when the movie comes out, but he's looking good, man. He just little things. We'll be done with it, but just hearing him talk about Superman, I think everyone will be very happy that he is representing the brand. I actually had to take that shirt to the junket because we had to shoot something with this. So
No way.
yeah, we did. But we're proud of you, Superman, and we look forward to all that you have to promote.
This has been
Manly Things.
Sort of.